On the News Hour tonight, debate tonight, I have so many News Hour viewers who want to call in, who want to have their voice heard. So may I just say something to all of you? Wherever you're watching, I'm going to open up phone lines, but after 20-25 minutes. Let's start the debate. Let's get the views of the political parties first, and then we'll open up the phone lines. I actually want your voice to be heard by all parties, Congress, BJP, and all of them. But after 20-25 minutes, the lines will be open. We'll put the numbers in 15 minutes on air. Randeep Surjewala of the Congress Party, Nirmala Sitharaman of the BJP, DP Tripathi of the NCP, Sanjeev Kumar of the JMM, and Gaurav Bhatia of the SP. Why so grudging, Mr. Tripathi? Why so unhappy, Mr. Tripathi? Why is Sharad Pawar sulking? Sharad Pawar should be celebrating, we thought. Why is he sulking?
No, we are not sulking, and we have already expressed our opinion to the people of India, and we said that whatever has to be done has to be in accordance with the coalition dharma and should have been discussed in the coordination committee. We want a democratic system to function so that all the constituents of UPA are able to express their opinion on various issues.
Mr. Tripathi, who cares about UPA democracy? I care about real democracy. You are only bothered about UPA democracy. Who cares about
the real? No. That is part of real democracy. If there is real democracy, only then the UPA democracy will function.
So you are saying this is anti-democratic?
Real democracy.
Are you saying what has happened today is anti-democratic in that sense?
No. I am not saying withdrawal of the bill and the ordinance is unanimous decision of the cabinet.
No, why don't
Whatever opinions were to be expressed have been expressed.
No, what was your opinion? I want to know your party's opinion. Don't make it such a big secret. It's not a state secret, I want to know what was your opinion which you expressed inside the cabinet meeting. We took a principled position. What?
We said that the coordination committee must meet, number one. Number two, whatever a particular leader of a big party wants to say about his party, he has every right to do so. But as far as the coalition government is concerned,
this is the
all
problem.
Other constituents are allies, they are not
This is the problem. You see, this is the problem. This is the problem, Mr. Tripathi. You are a very senior person. I have great respect for you. But this is the problem with Indian politicians, that they only talk about the form and not the content. Look at the content. You are going about procedural, cabinet, meeting, UPA, coordination committee, etc., etc. Who cares? We only want to know why you are not honest enough to tell us that, behind closed doors we were cribbing about the bill. Behind closed doors we were criticizing the bill. Behind closed doors we wanted to keep the ordinance and we wanted to keep the bill. The problem is, Mr. Tripathi, either you don't have the authority or you don't have the wish to go public with your position.
No, we have gone public with our position. We have said it, and we also said that since we wish to strengthen the government, our purpose is not to weaken the government.
Forget strengthening and weakening the government. Who cares? Who cares about what about strengthening and weakening our country, our democracy? Nirmala Sitharaman, I want your response to the initial observations of the NCP, the UPA ally, the NCP tonight. Nirmala Sitharaman.
Okay.
Well, clearly, the Congress party has not been able to convince its opponents or its alliance partners about the way in which they have taken the decision. A personal decision of the Vice President has been very quickly changed into Congress party's official position, and that therefore, after the Prime Minister's coming, even the Prime Minister had to yield to the change. Whilst I'm happy, it is a change which is reflective of the public mood and the media which has been picking up on it. And of course, we have been repeatedly saying the BJP went even to the extent of talking to the President of India, requesting him not to yield to this. Very clearly, within the UPA, there's a discord about the methodology with which this has happened. And that is spilling over all over the place, and that can be seen. And therefore, it is very clear that if there was anybody else other than the Vice President of the party had said it, would the Congress party care to listen? Very clearly, it is dynasty winning over the cabinet.
Well, I don't know.
Dynasty and the first family imposing its opinion on everybody.
No, I don't know why you are all...
It's coincidental.
Randeep
No,
Surjewala.
wait a minute. It is coincidental that it is reflective of the public mood.
Randeep Surjewala, frankly, can I just make a sincere request? Why are you all into this taking credit business? Why is this jostling for credit?
I thought I gave credit to the media and the public opinion.
No, but I don't even want it. Why don't we just say the only credit is to the people of this country? We don't deserve to take any credit. We were responding. You were reactive, not proactive.
Friend would,
Mr. Surjewala, yes.
Arnab, there is no Arnab, may I say, if my esteemed friend would care to listen. In this case, today on Gandhi Jayanti, the Union Cabinet and the Prime Minister have taken a very mature, very balanced decision in withdrawing the ordinance as also the law that was pending before Parliament regarding tainted leaders. They have not only heard the voice of the Congress party and Congress Vice President Shri Rahul Gandhi, they have been sensitive to public opinion. They have been sensitive to the public opinion raised through media. And I must also commend you and your channel, Arnab. You were also among those who very vociferously raised the issue. The Congress Vice President...
but you criticized us when we raised the issue 5 days back. No. When we raised the issue 5 days back,
Vice President,
you criticized us.
I'll come to that, Arnab.
I'm placing it on record.
President Shri Rahul Gandhi very forthrightly rose above everything political, and he came back and he said in public, let's rise above political considerations, let's shelve ye to sab chalta hai, and let us do the correct thing, and the correct thing is to shelve this ordinance. And Prime Minister has been very kind, very mature. He and the entire cabinet have taken a correct decision on Gandhi Jayanti. And why my friends from BJP today are referring to double speak. Sometimes they say we support the withdrawal, sometimes they say the semantics are wrong, because Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, their prime ministerial aspirant, is not in a position to say anything on this tainted leaders issue, because he has not one but two tainted and convicted leaders in his own cabinet. One, unfortunately, Arnab, comes from Porbandar. The Porbandar MLA Babu Bhai Bokaria is a convicted legislator in a 54 crore scam. Purushottam Solanki has been accused of a 350 crore scam by the High Court of Gujarat. And you also have Amit Shah, his conscience keeper. So that's why the BJP Prime Ministerial aspirant will
okay, no, one sec. I don't want to go away, but I want to watch it. We allow a rebut at this stage, Mr. Surjewala, because as usual you've gone off on your own tangent, which is okay, but I want to remind you before I let Nirmala Sitharaman come in. You withdrew the ordinance. You withdrew the bill. You may claim... No, allow me.
Correct.
Allow me. You may claim credit for sense prevailing in the end and say that Rahul Gandhi brought in the sense and he called something else nonsense. But the fact remains that your party's core committee seriously erred in trying to dilute the Supreme Court verdict and bringing it an ordinance. You argued this is not meant to...
I also want to remind you...
No, you argued this was not meant to protect convicted MPs. Which means...
There was an all-party meeting where Bharatiya Janata Party and all other parties decided to go ahead and bring such a law.
Which means this
I also want to remind you, Arnab.
Which means it was a political move. That's all. That, the moral question alive, this was a political move. Now, I don't want to make it totally political. So, Nirmala, I'm going to come back to you later because this debate is not about Mr. Modi. It's about what has happened. Let's get in Gaurav Bhatia. Where do you stand on this, Gaurav? Not just about taking the credit, but about people power winning.
No, Arnab, it's not about taking credit. It's about the seriousness with which the cabinet takes a decision which just a few days back, according to them, was the right decision. But just because the vice president of the party thinks otherwise, the collective wisdom of the cabinet changes and the ordinance is withdrawn without even consulting the allies. And ordinance route is taken not this first time, Arnab. It is maybe they are now taking the ordinance route because they have been sleeping for the last 4.5 years. They did that even with the food security ordinance. When they did not even consult the states, they did the same thing during the criminal law amendment ordinance. And now it is happening again.
I'll ask you the same question. I'll ask you the same question I asked the Honorable Mr. D.P. Tripathi. That I'm sorry to make it sound very simple. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about your relationship? No, one minute. Can you please address the issues of the people? Who cares about your inner part? The UPI and its allies, that's your own personal problem. It's not the country's problem.
Arnab, why it becomes a very serious problem is because the constitution and the procedures cannot be given a go by just because one person feels otherwise. And
so you are
that is
unhappy
why it is
tonight?
a serious concern.
So you are unhappy tonight?
It's not a question of happy or unhappy. The Samajwadi Party had a concern, and the concern was this, Arnab, and I hope you will appreciate that in the state of UP, the judicial system, it takes 25 and more years to even hear an appeal. So if a sitting MLA or an MP is convicted and he does not even get a fair hearing during an appeal, he has to wait for that 25 years before he is acquitted.
Mr. Bhatia,
and therefore he cannot contest.
Mr. Bhatia, please let's go very fundamentally to the core issue. And I have 5 questions today after this bill have been scrapped. I find one very basic flaw in your argument.
Fundamental question.
Can I tell you one basic flaw in your argument?
Tell me, please.
You will have no reply to it, but I'd still anyway ask you this. The fact is that political parties like yours, like Sharad Pawar's party, like DP Tripathi, you all focused on what you thought was the legal and constitutional tenability of the bill. Not once of this bill and this, not once did you talk about or think about the moral and ethical tenability of the bill. That's where you made a mistake.
May I respond?
No, 1 minute. And the people of India, so I'll get in Sanjeev Kumar. I knew you wouldn't take kindly to that.
I have to say something.
No, I know you won't take kindly to that.
May I? No, you have the right to, just voice your opinion and ask me a question. I'll respond to it if you allow me to.
No, that's only first question. But can I get in Sanjeev Kumar before I let you in, Mr. Tripathi? Because he hasn't spoken. Then I'll open this up. Mr. Tripathi, with your permission.
Okay, all right.
Sanjeev Kumar is Member of Parliament of the JMM.
To that, so do give me a chance.
I will. Sanjeev Kumar is Member of Parliament of the JMM. To him, I asked the second political question I have after the bill has been scrapped. And this question is the following. Will political parties now take a moral stand on bringing parties under the RTI or fielding candidates with criminal backgrounds? Mr. Kumar, will you?
Yes.
Will you come under the RTI now?
Mr. Arnab, now the ordinance has been withdrawn, and there is possibility that the bill to amend the Representation of People's Act will be withdrawn. Having said so, just I want to make a point. In the all-party meeting, almost every party, except a few members of left, were unanimous that some bill should be brought in, and to reverse the judgment of the Supreme Court. Now there is a race to take credit. Having said this, I say that there should be transparency in politics, and there should be all methods evolved so that the criminals are.
Were you in the all-party meeting? Well, 1 second. Let's get
Yes, I was.
So you are saying Nirmala Sitharaman's party is being hypocritical tonight? Are you saying Nirmala Sitharaman's party is being hypocritical tonight, that they took some other position behind closed doors? Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it?
No, yes, certainly yes. I am saying so on record. Then in all party meeting, almost all the political parties were unanimous to reverse the Supreme Court.
So who was there from the BJP? You were in the meeting, you'll remember. No, 1 second. Who was there from the BJP and what did they say?
I think that Mr. Arun Jaitley, the opposition leader, was there. Sushma Swaraj was also there. Mr. Advani, I don't think was there or not, but for some time he was also there.
What position did all of them take?
No, actually in the meeting there was unanimity that some amendment in the Representation of People's Act should be brought in.
So that's it. Nirmala Sitharaman settles it now. Now let's not take any credit.
Absolutely not.
No, let people
Absolutely.
take credit.
Whether you give us credit or not. Or not, people's credit is not being denied. People will have their credit, and all of us have already said that up front. But you had Shri Arun Jaitley himself and Sushma ji herself giving the opinion that what they have said in the all-party meeting, not just once, even in Sushma ji's own room, meeting were held, and openly both Sushma ji and Arun ji have explained that they have stood against it. With due respect to the Member of Parliament who is sitting next to me from Jharkhand, BJP has been from the beginning saying that an amendment to the Constitution, if it is aimed at protecting convicted Members of Parliament, it would be unconstitutional, and therefore we have protested it. So therefore this inference is something which I will not officially accept as a official spokesperson of the party.
Well, you may not.
Heard both the members of leaders of opposition
you may
in
not.
the Lok Sabha and in the Rajya Sabha.
You may not.
And above all,
you may not, but some facts also must be stated tonight.
No, Arnab, just hold on. Arnab, just hold on for a minute.
Well,
I would like to ask the Congress party, why was Rahul Gandhi silent at that time? Why did he allow the introduction of the bill? Why did he allow the passing of the bill, bringing the ordinance?
But you also allowed it.
To it when it went to the standing committee?
You also allowed it. You also allowed it.
I'm sorry to protest.
No, one second. You also allowed it. Nirmala Sitharaman, can I just interject please with your permission, Nirmala Sitharaman?
No, you will just listen to me for this one line. You listen to me for this one line.
No, we're getting into some interesting terrain. Let's go there.
The party was a party to it.
I'm sorry.
I just want to remind my learned friend that it went through in Rajya Sabha, and they had two all-party meetings.
I'm sorry.
15th September. All party, there was a consensus. It's only now in hindsight, after Rahul ji raised the issue and after cabinet has taken a call, that in hindsight BJP is taking credit. But I'm saying give nobody credit. It's people's power. People's power espoused by Rahul ji, and the Union Cabinet and UPA and the Government of India has now today put its stamp of approval on people's power and the collective
I second that.
I
second that, but I second that, but I also say that why Nirmala Sitharaman, allow me a word in.
Something here.
Allow me a word in.
You should you should allow me. This is your show. If you choose to drown my voice every time, I'll sit back.
Not doing that, Ms.
The audience and the viewers are going to know that you're not interested in hearing the BJP's
now that's very aggressive tactics, but I'm not drowning your voice at all. I understand very.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I seek.
You pit at least 3 people against the BJP.
I don't pit people against the BJP. The BJP pits itself against other people, and other people pit against the Congress, and you have every right to pit yourself against each other as long as the right thing wins. And all I am saying tonight is this. Credit is to the people of India.
People are allowed to hear.
Credit, Ms. Sitharaman, is to the. Please, 1 second, please. First of all, why did all political parties hold their silence when it came to the bill? Why did all parties speak out only after the ordinance was pushed? Why did all political parties demand that this ridiculous, foolish, unthought piece of legislation should be sent to a standing committee? Why did political parties demand a detailed discussion? They should have had a stout refusal to relook at the Supreme Court order. And nobody, not Gaurav Bhatia, not Mr. Tripathi will tell me this tonight. What were you all trying to do? I'm sorry, Gaurav, but what's happened is all political parties have been caught red-handed with their hand in the till.
Can I respond to that?
What? You're not allowed
to
say anything.
I'm coming to you, Mr. Tripathi, after that.
Yeah.
No, I have to.
Yeah, Arnab, please understand what the earlier provision, Section 8(4) of Representation of People Act did was that once a person who was either member of Parliament or of Legislative Assembly or Council was convicted, he could file an appeal within a stipulated period of time, and he would not lose his membership only for the tenure of that Parliament or Assembly. Now in UP, that is the point I was trying to explain to you, that appeals are heard after 25 years. So when a person is convicted and the protection is taken away, then till he is acquitted in appeal, he cannot contest any election. That was the problem. because the criminal justice system.
I'm sorry, but you crib about something that you take advantage of. If the judicial process and the prosecution process, for example, in the case of Lalu Prasad, has gone on for 17 years, it's because the CBI was playing dirty games.
No, I'm not talking about the trial stage.
You can't.
I'm talking about the appeal stage.
Please.
That's the difference.
Please.
When an appeal takes 25 years to be heard, can you keep that ex-MLA or ex-MP from...
And have you asked yourself why an appeal takes 25 years? Because what the prosecution does is criminal, because it's not morally right.
Not just that. There are many factors.
Did Lalu benefit? Did Lalu benefit from the CBI's indulgence?
That is
yes or no?
Trial, Arnab.
No. Yes or no?
I'm not talking about the trial stage.
The trial is linked to the prosecution. Why don't you get it? Your own party leader has had the CBI changing its position left, right, and center depending on which way the wind is blowing. You've admitted it.
Arnab, please, I think you should refrain from making such comments if you're not well versed with the facts.
Well versed with the facts. Are you not aware of the many U-turns which the CBI has done? Are you not well versed with the facts that your own party chief has complained about the twists and turns of the CBI?
The CBI was used as a political tool by a political party of this country.
Exactly. So that's what keeps the cases hanging. What keeps the cases hanging is not the judiciary. You should be crediting the judiciary tonight.
I have always given full credit to the judiciary for every verdict that it gives. But I am here to just first represent the views of my party, and the discussion is on those lines. I have utmost respect for the judiciary. Being an advocate, I would give all the respect to the judiciary.
Problem is
don't get judiciary in between.
Well, one second. The question is to Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi, I want to go back to Sharad Pawar's sullen look, his sulk. Mr. Tripathi, without dodging this question, answer me. Do you think that this bill or this ordinance was morally right? Do you think it was morally right?
Yes. Now I go back.
No, 1 second. No, you think it was morally right?
Only political party.
No, you think it was morally right?
Let me now answer. You have asked a question. Let me say something. Yes, it was not. I am telling you something.
Then why are you unhappy when something morally right is being rejected? Why are you so unhappy? Why is Sharad Pawar unhappy?
It has been withdrawn. It is correct. But why do you go through a process without consulting the allies? It is not a question of form. That is the issue that I raised. The question is very simple. You go through, as Mr. Randeep Surjewala said, the views of all political parties are taken. Most of them agree that there should be some amendment to ensure the rule of law.
Yes.
To get the right of appeal. To implement justice. This is what the political party
But Mr. You may think anything, but if it's morally not right, it's not going to work. Why don't you understand? Why don't you see, Mr. Tripathi?
Please don't allow us to say anything.
But Mr. Tripathi, Mr. Tripathi, can I just ask you? You were party to the promulgation of the ordinance as well as its withdrawal.
Yes, we are. The fact is, what you are saying is correct. We were party to promulgation of the ordinance, and we are party to the withdrawal. At least I would say that in whatever situations it has happened, the withdrawal is welcome.
Mr. Tripathi,
what has happened?
Mr. Tripathi, I am afraid you've tied yourself up in knots.
You will not allow me to speak.
You've tied yourself up in knots.
No, not at all. What I
you have?
Saying, no, not at all. You try to. When we are objecting to certain procedural problems, certain basics about democratic coalitional functioning, you cannot just object to it and say that
Mr. Tripathi, Mr. Tripathi,
that is not
Mr. Tripathi, you know, this is
political party. Please do not allow me to say. Let me say one sentence. As a political party, we said that if a person is convicted even for a day, his membership must go. This is what our position was, NCP's position.
Mr. Tripathi,
through a process, you agree on certain things. I agree with you that we approved the ordinance. I'm not saying we didn't approve the ordinance.
So, you know.
Then, what process you are talking about?
Now you allow me, right? Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Tripathi, and by the way, I'm going to open up to phone calls so viewers can talk to you directly, right? You can hear their voice tonight. Mr. Tripathi, what are you talking about? You've tied yourself up totally in knots. The fact is that due to the principle of collective responsibility, you with ministers in the cabinet who are just as responsible for pushing through a terribly wrong, morally wrong, ethically wrong, unpopular ordinance that has received widespread condemnation from the public at large. Which brings me to the moot point, and don't mind my saying it. Political leaders like Sharad Pawar are far too used to doing things behind closed doors and not thinking that the people of this country have a right to assert themselves and be asked about it. I want you to ask yourself, you want to take a poll between all the NCP voters and ask them how many of them want convicted politicians to be there in parliament. I can assure you 99% of them will say no. But the problem is leaders like you don't give them that opportunity, and they have snatched that opportunity away from you tonight.
If somebody is convicted for a day, he has no right to stay in parliament.
Exactly.
We said as a political party, that was our position.
Exactly. So, you were in the same boat as the Congress party.
In the coordination committee. Who is responsible? The leading parties of the coalition are more responsible, or NCP is more responsible for this? You are now unfair view.
You are now left with the difficult responsibility of explaining to the people of this country why you are in favor of this terrible bill and this terrible ordinance. So best of luck, Mr. Tripathi. You can continue to do it. We're going to take a few callers. Nirmala Sitharaman wanted to respond to this to the moral dilemmas being presented tonight. Nirmala Sitharaman wanted to say something to you, Mr. Tripathi. I know you have to leave somewhere, but let her come in and respond to you. Yes, Ms. Sitharaman.
Thank you, Arnav, for giving me this opportunity to rebut. I've been waiting for a while. You had the president of the party, Rajnath Ji, also saying that the party has never ever supported the bill even as it was brought in, but it was in the Rajya Sabha due to the stubborn, persistent insistence of Mr. Arun Jaitley that it was sent to the standing committee. You can't deny that role, and also subsequently the role played by the BJP when it went to meet the President of India. Yes, it was the public opinion which pushes all of us to work, but you cannot deny that the BJP had gone this far, and I'm not trying to take credit here, but what we've done cannot be off the record. So let that be said very clearly. More important here is on a day when they had to retract getting this ordinance, which was brought in with an interest of protecting Rashid Massoud, with an intention of protecting Jagannath Mishra, former Chief Minister of Bihar, and also with an interest of helping friends like Lalu ji. We seem to be bringing BJP into the debate just because you want to bring in equal playing field for everybody. I'm sorry, this day's discredit goes entirely to the Congress party, and however much you may try, oh, did you partly agree here, did you partly help them there, it doesn't gel. BJP did its maximum best, public opinion pushed everybody, and I think the alliance partners are also there trying to say what is happening in decision making within the UPA. So let us not forget that the Congress's dynasty bulldozed everybody because they wanted to appear that
Randeep Surjewala will respond to that. We are opening up the calls right now.
So at this time, to bring in BJP, I think is just too unfair.
It's 35.
Into the Congress's dynastic politics. I would only request you.
Let's get the analysts also up. Okay, 35 minutes past 9. The debate is heating up here on the news. 1 minute. Randeep,
just one line before you open the phone lines.
Okay.
Just one line.
All right.
The problem with the BJP and their dilemma is that they will run with the hare and hunt with the hound. They will oppose the ordinance without saying so. That's classical BJP double speak. Our vice president
leave all that.
Clearly said my government has made a mistake. We are the ones who said yes, we made a mistake. All the political parties in this case corrected themselves. Prime Minister showed a level of maturity. The UPA, including all its allies, the NCP, the Rashtriya Lokdal and National Conference, they showed the maturity of listening to the public opinion. The collective wisdom prevailed and people's power prevailed.
Please say tonight. Please say tonight. We credit the people of India. We are sorry that as a political class, we tried our best to get this terrible bill through the back door. It was an ethically and morally wrong thing to do, and the people of India caught us red-handed. What is wrong? What is the shame? What is the shame in accepting that tonight? Just because your political parties, problem with the Congress also is that they will not say a word against Gaurav Bhatia's party because they depend on Gaurav Bhatia's party's support. So they'll try and pretend that Gaurav Bhatia's party, Sharad Pawar, Farooq Abdullah, we won't say a word about them.
JMM.
JMM. They won't say anything about these parties.
JMM was with BJP very
But
recently.
today on the ordinance you're with them.
No, ordinance
Yes,
it is
yes,
all
sir.
right.
No, it's not all right. Ordinance is not all right.
No, actually what...
You're taking up the cause of the Congress, which is doing dynastic politics, instead of understanding what is actually happening there.
Will you explain what happened in the Lok Sabha?
Who were your allies?
Absolutely. In the din about 100 bills have been passed. You were also sitting and watching it.
No, what happened in the Lok Sabha when
That's
this
exactly
particular
the numbers
bill was
game,
brought
sir.
in? When this particular bill was brought in?
It is the numbers game in the Lok Sabha, and in the din they passed even without even questioning anything. 30, 40 bills were passed. What are you trying to talk? You're in support of a dynasty which I think you should be ashamed of.
I am not supporting anything.
Absolutely, sir. I'm sorry. On a day when you have to condemn the dynasty politics which is using a public opinion as a fig leaf, you should stand up and say that they've watered down the Prime Minister's office.
When UPA has
PMO's been diluted.
people's will, when UPA has shown sensitivity towards public opinion, when UPA has shown flexibility and has shown that it has ears to the ground, when UPA has shown and Congress Vice President had shown that is the correct thing to do, rising above politics. And that is when BJP is caught
one second. I tonight want to present a few reasons.
With the hound and run with the hare.
Sian.
1 second. Let's get Naresh Agarwal on the phone.
They have a dialogue.
One second. Gaurav Bhatia stay. Gaurav
I asked you
Bhatia.
even at the beginning.
1 minute.
If there was anybody else, any other general secretary, would you accept his viewpoint? If it was any other vice president who had said the same thing, would you have changed the party's opinion?
One second, calm down, gentlemen. Why are we going?
They will never say anything about the core issue, and the core issue is that the politics needs to be cleansed. And
Phone lines are open now.
That sincerity of
Phone lines.
courage of his conviction.
Phone lines are opening now. Phone lines are opening now, and as we open the phone lines, as I wait for the first caller, not the first politician on the phone, I want to present the Right Honorable Gaurav Bhatia with a few not so right statistics about his own party. The truth is bitter, the truth bites, reality bites, Gaurav. 109 out of 224 Samajwadi Party MLAs have criminal charges in the UP Assembly. That's what, over 50%. No, 1 second, let me complete. I like, 1 second.
I'm not...
1 minute, let me complete. Does my question make you so vulnerable? 9 out of your 23 MPs have criminal charges against them. So you are the most vulnerable now that this bill is withdrawn.
Now,
that's why your position is not surprising.
Arnab, may I answer now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Two replies to your question, Arnab. First is that the survey done by the association called ADR would show you that there were a number of criminals fielded by various parties, not just the Samajwadi Party.
Answer for yourself.
In relation to the Samajwadi Party. No, I am answering for the Samajwadi Party. The number that you are showing for the Samajwadi Party is also higher because it was the main opposition party during the BJP.
Yeah, that's what they all say. That's what they all say.
There were a number of cases which were not serious. If you give me a number about heinous crimes against these MLAs, maybe I'll answer. But then I have looked into that data. Even charges which were false cases were slapped against leaders, and there were cases for arson, for protest.
First caller.
Serious criminal charges were slapped.
First caller.
So you
first
don't
caller.
go by that data. That is not.
No, I stand by my data. I stand by my data, and I challenge you all. That
so
I challenge you all.
MLAs who have charges.
I challenge you
Give
all.
me the numbers.
I challenge you all to also now.
Yes.
Now, Gaurav, you must I challenge you all also right now to place yourself before the RTI. Because I'll tell you, the people have tasted success. The people of this country, please listen to me carefully, they know they have snatched that power back into their hands. And if you now think we won't be under RTI, we'll let criminals continue in politics, don't you realize how vulnerable you as a political class have become to the people of this country? You can't ignore the people anymore. You can't say 70-80% of our funds may come from unknown sources. We don't care. We make the laws, we'll do what we want. The voice of the people be damned.
Arnab,
they have taken that away from you.
Arnab,
you will have to, next you'll have to come under the RTI. Next you'll have to come under the RTI.
Arnab,
and you'll have to legislate to remove criminals in politics.
Arnab, can I ask you a question?
Actually, you answer the questions.
No, I just wanted to ask you that when the citizens of UP elected their MLAs, did they not consider all the aspects, whether they were false cases?
So what a ridiculous. Did you tell the citizens of UP? Did you tell the citizens of UP?
Please,
what a completely ridiculous line of argument, Gaurav. Did you tell the citizens of this of UP?
That is your point of view.
Did you ask?
Respect the electoral.
No, you don't get elected to do this.
UP.
No, you don't get elected to do this.
That is why I said you should give me the data of the MLAs who have heinous crimes. If they are crimes which are insignificant,
Mr. Bhatia,
if there is a false case slapped against some MLA,
Mr. Bhatia, move with the times.
Voters of UP voted for him.
Mr. Bhatia, did Akhilesh? No, I'll speak when you finish. Once I am opening the first caller, and Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, don't respond. I'm just countering what you're saying. Before I go to Rishi from New Delhi, our first caller, I can tell you our phone lines are jammed tonight. Let me take the calls. But one thing, Gaurav Bhatia, Akhilesh did not go to the people of UP saying, give me a vote so I can ensure that convicted politicians can continue to represent you. The people of UP did not vote on those lines, and I can bet it that if the people of UP were given that choice, they would reject the choice you're offering them tonight. Rishi from New Delhi, good evening. What would you like to say, Rishi? Rishi.
Yeah. Hi, Arnab, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thanks for calling.
All right, Arnab, my name is Rishi Sharma, and I am a software architect. I work in New Delhi.
Yeah.
And I speak to many middle-class citizens every day, hundreds of them, and what I'm going to speak right now is their voice. First of all, there is so much of hypocrisy in all political parties. Just now you rightly said the RTI, they were against the RTI, then they were against the Supreme Court, when they say that, these convicted, whoever is convicted, they should be debarred from the MP seat. Now, what kind of joke Rahul Gandhi has played, the writing is on the wall. And after that, all these politicians from Congress party, they come and they try to face save him. You think the people of this country or the common man, are we stupid? Second thing, there are so many things to say, Arnab. I would also like to say one more thing is that apart from anger, there is also a lot of pessimism that nothing, though you are saying the people of the country have won, but there is a lot of pessimism. I tell you how. This crook Lalu Prasad Yadav, it took him 17 years to get convicted. 17. 17 is a long time.
Well, sir.
So how the common man thinks, and how the common man can trust the system. Now I heard you saying the word morality. I don't understand if there is any meaning of morality in any political party. There are no morals at all. And here the irony is that this is what some of my friends have asked me to say. There is something called healthy politics. There is something called unhealthy politics. But there is one more word called barbaric politics. What we are going through right now in our country is barbaric politics. Every political party is trying to just go by the numbers, go by the vote politics. But the real core issue, nobody wants to touch. They want to face save their other politicians. They want to face save their leaders. And the core issues which the common man is really interested in is gone.
Well said. Well, I want to see Rishi. You know something? I would like to let you speak for longer. Trust me, my friend. But I want to get everyone in. I appreciate your call. I appreciate the fact that you are expressing yourself openly on the News Hour tonight. Rishi, we'll talk once again soon. Manisha Priyam, as a moment of change, you've known, you know, we've talked about Lalu Prasad, and look at the way the viewers there are noticing this change. Lalu, Rashid Masood, withdrawal of bill, withdrawal of ordinance. How do you look at this in a summary way?
You know, the ordinance was such a fraud. This is a power of legislation given to the executive to be exercised in moments of extraordinary urgency. Had there been an ordinance to save the dengue or the chikungunya epidemic in the city, one would have understood. But what was the urgency on a matter on which clearly there were political divisions within the party that leads the UPA? The Prime Minister was not in the country, and in a crisis situation, you leave the country dumped with an extraordinary, perverse legislative measure which this entire country does not want. And what was the content of that ordinance? The content of that ordinance takes you back to the pre-emergency era. It talks about the punishment that the court had given to Indira Gandhi in the Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narayan. It had said, while we hold you in punishment, you may continue as Prime Minister, but you will not be, you can sign on the register, but you cannot be availing of the privileges of the House. So the extraordinary punishment meted out under extraordinary circumstances was validated to be the law of the land. And this is how we would have been protecting our own lawmakers. So this was a fraud being perpetrated at a midnight hour on this country, which fortunately for us, the President stuck his head out. Whether it was by public pressure or by political parties going to him, we've been saved of a dark hour in our democracy. And let me, Arnab, tell you that I don't understand. The US, for example, at this point of time, Obama has cancelled his overseas trips. 2 of them. At a moment of domestic political crisis. I can't see why the Prime Minister, if this was the status in our country, why he couldn't just come back to give us the assurance that the intention that he or his cabinet had was not to deny us of the notion of popular sovereignty. I think that reconnect in withdrawing the ordinance and killing the bill, that reconnect has been established.
Honesty is what we seek. Well said, Manisha. Joining this panel right now, it's a mega panel now. Hartosh, political editor of Open Magazine, Sankarshan Thakur of The Telegraph. Ajay Bose and Aarti Jairat, senior journalists and authors respectively. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. As I open up the phone lines, the next caller is from Chennai. Sampath is calling in. Mr. Sampath, good evening. Thank you for calling. You know, this whole credit-taking business, many find it appalling. What do you think?
Yeah, this is regarding the so-called opposition of Rahul Gandhi to the ordinance. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Sampath.
Yeah, see, if you see the sequence of events, Rahul Gandhi never opposed the ordinance or the bill till it went to the president. Once he came to know the president is never going to sign that ordinance, the Congress party knew it is going to get discredited totally and got panicky. And therefore, unmindful of that, the Prime Minister was in USA and was meeting Obama and Nawaz Sharif and should not be disgraced at that time. They simply pushed Rahul Gandhi immediately to that Press Club of India and asked him to pretend that he was going to oppose that ordinance. Here also, instead of being graceful, he just clumsily blurted out and insulted the entire cabinet by calling it utter nonsense, complete nonsense. Oh, what I would like to know is that credit should not be given where it is not due. Can you
Mr. Sampath, can I get the Congress spokesperson to directly respond to you?
I know. Yes, Mr. Ranjit Singh Surjewala, I've been hearing.
Yeah, let him respond to you, sir.
I am not convinced earlier also, but let him try to convince me now.
Okay, I give him 30 seconds to convince the viewer from Chennai. Let's see if you can do that.
While I respect what Sampathji is entitled to his own opinion, the truth remains that here was a young leader who rose above the politics of the whole bill and the issue and said, forget about sab chalta hai in sab party, and let us join our heads and let us cleanse politics. and the decision by my government is wrong. Prime Minister took notice of the same, and he discussed the same with not only Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but the issue was deliberated in the entire cabinet. And on Gandhi Jayanti today, Prime Minister has taken a correct decision based on the collective
you are actually trying to. Why, Mr. Sampath? I don't know whether you are convinced or not.
Because Mr. Rahul Gandhi has never spoken decisively against anything so far.
Okay, Mr. Sampath is not convinced.
Yeah.
Mr. Sampath, you're not convinced. I thank you for calling. You've been unable to convince the viewer. That's all right. You win some, you lose some. You've been unable to convince our viewer from Chennai, Randeep Surjewala. Wing Commander Ahluwalia is going to be the next caller. But before that, Hartosh, the Congress spokesperson, also almost tries to make it look today as if this was a culmination of events and they wanted to make this historic announcement on Gandhi Jayanti. Now, I think if it was planned, it's a very clumsy sequence of events. But your response to Randeep Surjewala?
Arnab, I mean, there's very little to say. I don't think anybody other than a Congress spokesperson today is convinced by what a Congress spokesperson is saying. We already know what happens to Congress spokesperson. 5 minutes later, I think Mr. Randeep Surjewala, if he gets a call from somebody in the Congress High Command, will change his viewpoints. So really, let's forget all this jargon that is given out to us by Congress spokespeople, and let's understand simply that, yes, there was public pressure, and this public pressure also does not act on the government at all times. We have elections approaching. They feel that this will have electoral consequences. That is why they acted. In fact, what we need to debate is the possibility of bringing the voice of the people into the legislative process of drafting and framing bills, for which we do not have a set procedure today. When the people of this country are opposed to legislation, there is very little they can do for much of the 4 years or 5 years in which a government exists. It's only because today we are nearing elections that we've been able to achieve this result.
You okay? You agree with that? Aarti and Ajay, can I put that question to you? If this was happening 2 years to the general elections, do you think the government would have brazened it out?
So who's going first? Ladies first. Definitely. I mean, Arnab, I can think of innumerable occasions. For instance, look at the Lokpal bill. There has been so much public pressure. There was a whole movement, and Delhi itself was paralyzed for so many weeks. But there's no signs of the Lokpal bill actually being, passed in Parliament. Women's reservation, that's another one. Nirmala Sitharaman just reminded me. So, people's power works really on the eve of elections. I completely agree with Hartosh. Otherwise governments they just tend to brazen things out when it suits them.
Ajay.
Well, Arnab, the point which I would like to make is that you will find many explanations by various political parties. But the fact of the matter is that what has happened in this past few days is a game changer in Indian politics, because you had actually the political class retreating helter-skelter, withdrawing not only the ordinance but the bill. Of course, public pressure was behind it. The president played his role. But I think that what has happened, should not be minimized. The fact that leaders like Lalu Yadav, Jagannath Mishra, Rashid Masood have gone to jail, will not be allowed to participate in legislative bodies, is something which is huge. And I think the people will take confidence and they will press further. They will push back further. And the political class has to take into account and cannot always say that we've been elected by the people's court and therefore we cannot, we need not respect anybody else. Once you're elected doesn't mean you've got a carte blanche to do anything you like. So I think this
so where do we take this
for more public accountability?
So if that is the case, then if they are responding to public opinion, the broader question is, and it goes to Sankarshan before I go into the first break, that question is to Sankarshan. You see, frankly, the political class responds behind closed doors when you ask them. They say, Do you know the way Indian politics is done? It's always been done like this. It's always going to be done in this way. So don't keep on shouting about political parties being brought under the Right to Information Act. We are not going to come within the RTI. And if required, we'll group together, we'll break across political boundaries, we'll make a powerful group and we'll do exactly things the way we want. You know, much like some sports bodies have run in this country. So Sankarshan, is that going to change? Or is this a one-off?
Well, I think what Ajay Bose was saying, I think the signal is very strong, but I am still skeptical about how corrective this can be. I'll give you an example.
Why?
The voices I'll tell you, the voices that I've been hearing from Saran district of Bihar, which is the home district of Mr. Lalu Yadav, Chhapra, Siwan, Gopalganj, is that his constituency is rallying ever more strongly behind him. So you will get one, Arnab, listen to me, that is also in India. And they are Indian people who vote in elections.
They don't vote on these issues. It depends upon the media and the people of this country what issues they make.
Precisely the issue, Arnab. Precisely why we need to discuss this in that fashion.
Exactly.
5 callers that you get from Metro India on your program are
I'm sorry.
Their voices.
I'm sorry, Sankarshan, but if you think only Metro India thinks about this, and if you think that rural India wants convicted politicians to be elected, you're wrong.
I am not saying. I am not. Listen, don't twist what I'm trying to say. Don't twist what I'm trying to say.
No, Manisha is rebutting you, Sankarshan.
Shahabuddin.
No.
Saran, okay, let me speak from Saran. Saran fears the Shahabuddin in jail. Operates.
Of course, it fears Shahabuddin. Don't you know?
Yes.
Do you think I don't know what Saran fears?
Saran fears the Prabhunath Singh.
Saran
fears the Shahabuddin.
But if you are trying to tell me that Lalu Yadav has become unpopular leader in Bihar, it is wrong. Are you trying to tell me that Saran fears Shahabuddin? I know enough about how much fear Shahabuddin spreads in Saran.
Saran behaves the way it does.
But if you are trying to tell me, Manisha, that Lalu Yadav has become an unpopular leader.
The point is not whether Lalu Yadav is still popular or not.
Well, it's not a popular...
Or now we're digressing.
Saran fears...
This has nothing to do with the leader's popularity.
Okay, we're going to take this debate forward. We're going to take this debate forward. One second.
And stand convicted.
1 second.
Into the break. Just one line before you go into the break, Arnab, both the senior
just can't take the tail of my argument and run away with it. I was trying to make a point, and 5 people jump at me.
One thing it establishes that it is Shri Rahul Gandhi who set course to a new political debate in this country. And that is a fact neither Hartosh nor anybody else can deny.
Well, because you've said that, I allow a quick rebut to Nirmala Sitharaman.
Manifestation and result of that.
Nobody can deny in the Congress.
Well, I don't think. I think
the power of the dynasty. Can you deny it in the Congress?
But at the same time, the power of your allies has to be put in place. They have to be told that, listen, you may be allies, we may be dependent upon you, but we are not going to give you any leeway on issues of morality. Now, I'm going to take a break. Many of our panelists stay on. To the political panelists only, I'm saying thank you, and I'm back on the other side because one question goes unanswered so far. What happens to the Prime Minister after this? I'm back in a few minutes on the News Hour Debate Tonight.